when you're a weightlifter, but you took your kids to go swim at the cheap beach at Lake Watonka. The best clothesline ever. Get off of there. When you put 135 pounds on your clothes, they ain't going nowhere. Alright, they're ready. They're ready to get washed up now. This is what I wanted to show y'all, gang. My neighbor over here, Mr. Allen, I don't know how long they've been over there, but it's been the best neighbors I've ever had. Now, as for the girls that I've been here like for 8 years, they had an old Marcy bench. Bought a brand new at, I think it was called the Big Five, and it lasted for so long. I got my money's worth out of it. I spent $100. It lasted about 4 years, I think, 4 or 5 years. But it was holding up. It held up by a cylinder block. You can tell I'm really fond of cylinder blocks. They have many uses, but I had the cylinder block at the end for the leg, and it held up the bench, and I heard so much scrutiny for lifting like that. I did what I did, and I kept getting stronger, but finally the bench broke, and when the bench broke, I was lifting from the ground. So we're talking about bars on the ground, and everything was from the ground, but this also made me really great at Zercher squats and some other stuff as well. And then my neighbor, he goes, I got something for you. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And he told me it was going to be a bench. Well, after a while, I heard it a little bit too much, and then I just believed that it was never going to happen. And then one day, showed up, and he told me the story that this bench was out in the country, and he had to go back out. He made an effort to go get this out in the country. And it was in pieces, so he found a piece here, he found a piece here, and he put it together. Now recently here, you know what we need to get these replaced. I imagine these are pretty inexpensive here, but one of the things that I had him do was to come over, the bench, it was rugged, and the seat was rugged. And then I asked Alan, I was like, hey man, I'll pay you some money, will you reupholster this stuff? And I said, the boards are cracked because I mean, I'm heavy, but from the wind and the rain hitting it and this and that. He's like, yeah, sure. So I come over, I got reinforced plywood under here. Man, he did a really awesome job, y'all. You know, right here, it had a band here. This is another Marcy bench, but you can't tell. I told him to just go ahead and cover it, but you can still tell that it's underneath if you look real good. But this is a Marcy bench. Nice and upholstered. Apparently it is the Olympic Surge series, and it's got everything. I got a leg bar that goes here so you can do all that, but it got in the way of a good bench, so I'll pull it out when I have to, and I stick it over here. So this is that goes there. When you got good neighbors, you get good things, man. You know, treat others the way that you want to be treated. Him and I will look out for each other. He's had to run people off of my property, and I always keep an eye out for his. But I've never had to run anyone off. They got plenty of young, numb enough security over there. Seen a lot of crazy fights over there. But this is a good bench. It's the best that I've honestly ever had. I really like it. And getting it together piece by piece, restored it. And none of the weights came with it. This is what I've collected over the years. Comes up real handy being a trash man. But I love it, man. It's a great life. You know, it pleases God to make us strong. And that's what I like to tell all the lifters. A lot of people think we do this for vanity. Some call it therapy. It is a form of therapy, but it's not the number one reason why I do it. The number one reason why I lift is to lift hearts before iron, because this gives me strength right here in my spirit so that my flesh can follow through. And when I go to Anadarko to carry that cross against suicide and every wicked spirit that there is, I can give it all I got with confidence and stride.